think if I was a writer, I would write a book, and I would call it The Captives, because I'm a captive and she's a captive.
When we got the final diagnosis, it shattered me. It was like my world was took from me. So now I'm just, here doing the best that I can do to take care of her.
Can you point, try to get your tongue to stick out and touch the tongue depressor?
They rule out everything else, and when it can't be anything else, they say the same thing to everybody, which is basically, I'm sorry.
ALS is not just an individual disease. It's a family disease.
All right, you're almost there.
The community needs to know that it takes a community to help these individuals, and they need hope.
All right, sweet man.
The hardest thing for us about ALS is watching things fall off that he's able to do.
Clearly, the disease isn't prejudice at all. It just will take whomever it can. Nothing you can do about it, and he faces it with absolute grace, absolute grace.
I said, with God's help, I'm going to give life my best shot, no matter what happens.
I love you, sweetheart.
I think the Stewart's faith is amazing, and the support that they give one another and their own family unit is amazing.
Being a caregiver for an ALS patient is a 24/7 job.
She's maxing herself out with the things that I used to be able to carry my end of the stick, as it were.
The only time I get off is ALS, the St. Louis chapter of the ALS Association, has given us a respite grant. A caregiver comes in and I get to leave. That's because of the ALS Association in St. Louis. It was a godsend. It was like wrapping up a beautiful gift and presenting it to us. They're invaluable to us. I don't know how the people survive ALS without them.
A lot of times I feel helpless. It's like I got my hands tied behind my back. You ready to eat? Her speech was more delayed, more where I couldn't understand it.
I think it's one of the most monumental things living with this disease, losing one's voice. You have to be able to communicate with your loved ones.
All right, but we're gonna get you talking again.
Tara, she helped me as far as having access to things, resources, and was willing to help me with, the speech machine.
So let's spell a word. Let's spell happy.
Communication devices are extremely expensive.
It's giving you words, so
You feel at a loss when you're the person who doesn't have the disease because you don't know what they need. You have to be able to communicate when you're in pain, when you have needs, and no one's going to know those unless you can communicate somehow. In Ivory's case, we were able to step in and give her a device, and now she can communicate with her family.
I definitely take my hat off to them. They've helped me out a lot. Good people,
Okay, open real wide and close.
Dave just turned 50. He was diagnosed at 47. It's numbing. You don't really feel anything. It's like the world kind of goes on around you. It's almost like you see everything moving, but you don't hear anything. 1, 2. I don't know what people did before the chapter was in existence. You just give up. We were given some funding to help cover some of the co-pays with some of the companies we were having problems with. We were given formula to fill that gap.
When Dave was in need of nourishment, we were able to provide them those cases of food for him, which was critical for his nourishment.
And those are all things that when you're fighting every day for the basic necessities that you need to keep your loved one comfortable, those are headaches you just don't need. And those are things that ALS St. Louis has taken care of, and we are very grateful for that.
There is no other organization around town that devotes just that to those people with ALS.
I just say thanks to everyone who has anything to do with the St. Louis chapter of the ALS Association.
I wish more people would donate and be more aware of it, that we have, it's a resource that we should use, take advantage of.
The need is always greater than what we have.
We can't give a lot of money, but I have a mouth. I can spread the word of what the St. Louis chapter of ALS means to us and what it can mean to others and the benefits that you get just from putting yourself in contact with them. Wonderful organization.